Hello, new Group 3 students. Welcome to Group 3. Very excited to have you guys in the Group 3 kingdom. Hopefully, I'm quite excited to see what lies in front of us, how you guys are going to perform. Hopefully, we can achieve the Group 3 dream, bringing down Miss Chai and her group. Okay, well, let's get into the chapter, Inequalities in One Unknown. Inequalities are a series of signs that are not equal sign, basically. So everything else are inequality. Less than, greater than, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, and also not equals to. This one is misconception. So a lot of people think this is not inequality sign. Actually, it's inequality. It's just that we don't really use it. Because most of the time, we can just use this. So for example, if I give you 2 and 3, you can immediately just write not equals to. But if you want to be more specific, 2 is less than 3. You can also have 2 is less than or equals to 3. Okay, so using this is actually have double use because it can also mean 3 equals 3, right? It can work for that. Okay, let's get into the chapter. Now I know I'm probably gonna go quite fast having Group 1 students, former Group 1 students in the class. So apologies if you think it's too fast. Do let me know. Okay. All right, so your number sense has to be really good, especially for like negative numbers. I'm not too worried about like normal numbers, like 0 and 6. You know which one's larger, right? Just a really quick introduction. Less than looks like this because the pointy end is the smaller part. Okay, and then the right side, you see it gets wider. That's why this is the larger end. This is how I look at it. You don't have to memorize it. You just have to understand how does it look like. And you can probably derive it out of the shape, right? How it looks like. So I have this, right? I know this side has to be smaller than the right side. So if I randomly put like 2, then I have to put a number which is greater than 2 on the right side. Let's say 3. Okay? Or you can also write 1. 1 less than 3. This is a heart sign, basically. And then you put U over here. That's a code name for I love you, in case you didn't know. Again, with the math riz. Okay, I'm just gonna randomly... We went through this already. You guys were quite good at this part, I would say. Quickly go through it. X more than 10. So gotta use this. More than. Left side is more than the right side. At least. So at least means you have 7, 8, 9, right? So you want it to be more than, for sure. And also equals to 7. So therefore we have to use this greater than or equals to sign. Double meaning symbol over there. M is smaller than or equals to. Directly translated. Smaller than or equals to -3. Okay, so the left side is smaller than, and then because they mention equal, so you have to add the equal sign, -3. Now this one here is tricky, D. Not less than. Not less than is basically, the opposite is basically greater than. I know everybody knows it's greater than, plus the equal sign, okay? Because this one doesn't have an equal sign. Therefore, the opposite of not equal has to be equal. Greater than equals to. Greater than equals to. Kind of makes sense. So if you want it to, if let's say you have x smaller than 3, what's the opposite of that? X can only be 2, right? Or 1 or 0. So the opposite of it has to be 3, 4, 5, 6, which is x greater than equals to 3. Okay? Okay, this one should be fine. Now let's get to the tasty part. Here, you need to compare the left side with the right side. Left hand side equals to x minus 4, right? But if you're gonna put x equals 6, then you're gonna have 6 minus 4, right? Or you can just write here, when x equals 6, you have 6 minus 4, which is 2. Right hand side is 3. Then you can write if 2 is smaller than 3, therefore x equals 6 is not a solution. Why not? Because you calculated this part is 2 and this part is 3. Or you can write here, if 2 is not bigger than 3, therefore it's not a solution. So that one kind of makes more sense. 2 is not greater than 3, huh? Now if we have 9 here, when x equals 9, so when x equals 9, we have left hand side equals to 9 minus 4, which is 5. Right hand side equals to 3, right? So if 5 is greater than 3, therefore it matches. These two matches, right? Therefore, x equals 9 is a solution. Okay, this is actually not a common question. Sometimes you have to calculate more than that. So remember, 3 times negative 1 here plus 1 if you're substituting negative 1, okay, for the left side. So just add a bracket. Remember to add a bracket, if not, you're going to get wrong. Okay, represent the solution. Okay, here we go. This one's quite important. You have to draw. You need to know how to draw. Remember to draw a straight line representing the x values. Now, here, you always have to write 0. Okay, don't forget to write 0. The other thing you have to write is 2. You have to decide, is 2 on the left side of 0 or 2 on the right side of 0? So based on what you learned in Form 1, it should be on the right side. So you write 2 here. Now, if it's less than, you're expecting numbers to be on the left side of 2. Numbers less than 2, right, are 1, 0, -1, and -2. So your arrow should be pointing to the left. The other thing you should consider is, should you do a hollow circle or a solid circle? A hollow circle does not include 2. That means there's no equal sign. It's hollow, okay? 2 is not included. It's like a hollow heart. You have no heart. So here, again, hollow, not include. So the next question here, that's actually done. That's the final answer. Again, write 0. Decide where's -1. -1 is on the left. And then the arrow, actually you can just follow the arrow. The arrow is pointing to the right, so actually it's pointing to the right. And it makes sense because when x is greater than -1, it has to be on the right side. Again, supposed to be hollow. There's no equal sign, so it's hollow pointing to the right. This one, this time it has an equal sign. Decide where's 3. 3 is on the right side of 0. Solid circle, because you have to include 3. The equal sign is written there. Less than or equals to 3 will be pointing to the left. You need numbers that are 2, 1, 0, -1, which are on the left side of 3. 0, and then we have -4. Solid circle pointing to the right. I'm going to explain. I think you can figure that out. Okay, so over here, just in case it comes out, circle the numbers that are solutions for this number line over here. So you can see the number lines pointing to the left side, and it's also solid. Solid means 4 is included as well. So I know 4 is a solution. The other solutions are less than 4. 0 is less than 4, so I'm going to circle that. -4 is less than 4, so I'm going to circle that. 5 is not a solution because 5 is on the right side. The arrow is pointing to the left side. Therefore, 5 is not a solution. Okay, so basically the same thing, just doing reverse. They'll give you a graph, and then you just write the answer. The required inequality for this is x. Now don't write 0, or don't write -2, greater than 0, and all that stuff. We are talking about x. This one is x. X is the solution. So yes, there are more than one values for x. Okay, that's why we call it a range of solution. So the range of solution for this is greater than, x is greater than, pointing to the right, than -2. So the solution for x are numbers that are greater than -2, which kind of is represented by this graph over here. These are more difficult, and I'm going to go through them. Oh, and then I'll stop the lesson probably somewhere here. How long is this video? When a is less than or equals to 4, and 4 is less than or equals to b, then what happens? Let's see. when A is less than 4, but B is greater than 4, well, A has to be less than or equals to B, right? That makes sense. You have to add the equal sign, yes. A greater than equals to 6. Oh, this one's a bit tricky. So you can multiply, let's just pretend there's an equal sign here. You can multiply 3 on the right side, so you can change it to 6 like this. So we started like this. A is greater than equals to 6. Then you just divide everything by 3. You end up with that one. So divided by 3. Okay. A greater than 2. So move 3 on the right. You have A 2, right? Like that. Still greater than 2. And you can also imagine when you pick a number 3 for A, you put 3 here. 3 plus 3 is 6. It has to be greater than. I think that will be better, subbing a number. Okay, when A is greater than 4, I'll randomly pick a 5 here. And then do substitution. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 is smaller than negative 8. So the answer for this is smaller than. Yeah, I think that's the way to do this. It will be easier. A is smaller than negative 2. So A smaller than negative 2 should be, let's pick a number, negative 3. Negative 3 is greater than B. So B has to be smaller than negative 3, which is negative 4 la. B, negative 4, is smaller than negative 2. Okay, that's how we're going to do this question. Okay, quite difficult. You have to think more about this. I think the ways to do that, just put a number on the letters and then just substitute all the values. So let's say here, A is greater than or equals to B, right? Just randomly pick a number for A, let's say 5. Then pick another number for B, let's say 4. But since there's an equal sign, I recommend to put 5 also. 5, 5, equal. So 4 times 5 here, and then 4 times 5 here. Are they equal? So it should be this. You can try another, it's equal, right? And then you try another number, 4, a smaller number for B. Then it will turn into greater than. Left side is greater than the right side. Okay, so that's all for this video. Good luck for the homework. You can message me if you need help. I'm gladly available to help you. Bye.